What's up, UConn fans? It's Mediocre Dan here, and I'm back with another game preview video. Today, I'm taking a look at Game 1 opponent, the Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks, as they head to Gampel Pavilion for Banner Night in Storrs. Now, I want to shout out our friends over at Shot Quality for the data assist on today's episode, the best data and analytics in college basketball. And Shot Quality has tonight's game projected as an 82-60 win for the UConn Huskies. Vegas has the line at about 24 points, so either way, it should be a great night for the Husky squad and our fans. Now, Shane Bucar, head coach of the Lumberjacks, brings his team in off a disappointing 22-23 season. The team went 12-23 overall, 5-13 in Big Sky play. They did get hot down the stretch. They made it to the Big Sky Conference tournament game, coming up only a few points short of actually making the NCAA tournament. So they'll be looking to carry some of that momentum into this season. However, it will be without a number of key cogs from last year's team. 3 of their 4 leading scorers won't be returning, as Jalen Cone, their leading scorer at 17.6 points per game, has transferred to Cal. Xavier Fuller and Nick Maines have graduated, using up all of their eligibility. Combined, they made up over 50% of the team's points from last year, so there is production to be made. Where is that going to come from? Well, they do have a number of key returning players, including a couple of returning starters from last year. Carson Tout, who is the leading returning scorer at 10.1 points per game, is the traditional college center for them, doesn't stretch the floor at all, operates near the hoop, but he is a good facilitator down low, something that could come in handy with them tonight. Liam Lloyd, their starting shooting guard coming into the year, was a volume 3-point shooter for them last year, struggled shooting the 3, though, at under 30%. We'll be looking to take a step forward on that from an efficiency standpoint this year. Oakland Fort, who is a backup point guard, or was the backup point guard last year, is going to be taking over starting duties for them. Listed at only 5'10", so it's going to be a difficult assignment for him on both sides of the ball against either Castle or Newton, who he'll be giving up about 7 inches to. He was a good 3-point shooter last year at just under 38%. Will he have the space to operate tonight? That's the question to be asked. And then Trent McGloin, a guy that I'm looking at to be an X factor for the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks tonight. He was probably the best shooter on the team last year, despite limited minutes and scoring under 5 points per game. He's going to need to take that step forward for the Lumberjacks, especially tonight if they want to keep it within that 24-point spread margin that Vegas and Shot Quality are looking at. But he has the ability to do it at multiple different levels. He could shoot the 3, he could drive to the hoop. So he's a guy that they're going to be leaning on and relying on heavily tonight for production from the offensive side. Now, like I said, they're an undersized team, and one of the positions that they're going to be giving up a ton of size at is the center position. Carson Tout, their leading scorer from last year, comes in. He's a guy who really, from an offensive standpoint, needs to operate near the hoop. He doesn't have the ability to stretch out for threes, doesn't really have a good stroke in general, shooting at only 40% from the free throw line. It's going to be interesting to see how they use him from an offensive standpoint. We'll just say he has a challenge going up against Klingon and Johnson tonight. Now, Northern Arizona does bring in an impact newcomer, freshman Tahj Musaka. He is a 3-star freshman who held a number of high D1 offers, including Georgetown, Kansas, Illinois, and LSU. He played in the Nike EBYL. He is a guy with a lot of upside. Head coach Shane Bucar is looking for him listed at 6'11" to come in and be an athletic rim protector. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets the start tonight as they look to add a little bit more size to the lineup to compete against UConn's front line, maybe slide Shane Bucar down a little bit. But again, that sort of could potentially cause some offensive issues for the team, having less shooters on the floor, as they're really going to need to open up space and rely on the 3-point shot to be efficient tonight and effective tonight against a much larger and much better UConn Huskies squad. But thanks so much for checking out this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching over on Twitter or X, make sure to hit that follow button, and we will be back with another game preview video for next Saturday's matchup.